Buffalo Bills open a short dog this week in Philly. They're now a short favorite as we speak. Hey everybody, I'm Scott. He's Bryan. Welcome to Week 14 of the NFL WagerTalk TV. Bryan, if you had no idea, if you were sitting in your house last week, or maybe you went outside for a couple of minutes, you came in, you flipped on the TV, and you hadn't been watching all day, hadn't been looking at the games, and you saw Philly 35, New England 14 in the second half of that contest, you might have been inclined or tempted to think that Chip Kelly's offensive game plan finally took hold, but that was hardly the case last week.
No, it hardly was. In fact, I think New England probably doubled in yardage or something. But, well, it's hard to get yardage when you're picking off passes and running back kicks. You don't get the ball very often. But that's how Philadelphia's been able to score this year. You go back to earlier in the season, it was the same way. This offense just has not produced this year, and it's amazing of what our expectations was for Kelly when he went to Philadelphia. And he had a lot of great players. He let them all go.
Kind of surprised me a little bit that USC gave Helton the permanent job as head coach so quickly.
Yes.
You know, they got burned doing that before at USC and not maybe pursuing some thoughts of going after Chip Kelly. But then again, we don't know exactly what happened behind closed doors. If he received a phone call and said, I'm not interested, we don't know that. But I was a little surprised that there wasn't a little bit more of a courting type of situation between USC and Chip Kelly, at least behind closed doors before naming Helton the head coaching to the head coaching position. And I still think Chip Kelly is going to be a fantastic college football coach again one of these days.
He could have named his job in college football this year, I believe.
I think he should come to Lincoln, but then again, that's another story. Looked like same old, though, for me last week, as you mentioned. You look at what happened with New England out of the blocks. They're up 14-zip before you could really, shake a stick at the TV. And then you see what happened. You get the punt return for a touchdown of, I believe, 83 yards. You get a 99-yard pick six. Another turnover leads to yet another touchdown for the Philadelphia defense, and they get those 35 straight points after dropping down by a couple of touchdowns. The offense is middle of the pack. That's not always a bad thing, but what magnifies their tough situation or negative situation and makes them, to me, worse than a typical middle-of-the-pack offense is the fact that they're not out there very much.
Yes.
34 to 35 minutes per game, their defense has to be on the field because of the offensive style of play. So that middle-of-the-pack offense, I think you got to go throw a little asterisk on it. It's more like having a 25th ranked offense.
It definitely is. And you mentioned Philadelphia. 34 minutes a game that defense has to be on the field, worst in the NFL. So when the opposition goes up against that tired defense, it wears them out, and we see that a lot, especially if you've got a great running game. Mm-hmm. And I do believe there's a running back in Buffalo that really wants this game.
It's kind of like this because of the situation, yeah. Bryan, you're absolutely right. They're fourth in the league in rushing, talking about the Buffalo Bills as a team, and they also hold the ball forever. I mean, they're 35 to 40 minutes per game. You can almost count on it, and that's the style of game that's really usually makes life even tougher on Philadelphia with their defense being out there so long. And then you've got Tyrod Taylor. He doesn't make mistakes. 17 touchdown passes and 4 picks.
Yeah, he's been pretty impressive. And I mentioned McCoy. McCoy's actually gathered his team around. Right. He says, this game is for me. This is the game I want. When you circle a game, it's something that's really important. And as you pointed out, the Buffalo offense against this defense is exactly what gives Philadelphia trouble.
Well, I'm going to make it official. I think the line movement is correct, by the way, making Buffalo now a short favorite as we speak after opening up a short underdog this season and last. In the second half of the season, the Bills are a perfect 6-0 against the spread against defenses that give up at least 235 yards passing per game. Philadelphia, unfortunately for their defense, they fit that bill. They've won those 6 games, by the way, Buffalo, by an average of about 5 points per game. Hey, we'll take that here, laying a point with the Buffalo Bills, and I'm backing Buffalo. I think McCoy's going to have a big game, and I think once he starts running well against this Philly defense, you're going to see the passing game open up even more with Tyrod Taylor maybe taking a couple of chances deep downfield more than he normally does. Good, accurate passer, 17-4, touchdown to INT ratio. Hey, look, they're going to look to extend that 6-0 spread run. We're going to look to extend our 27-10 SmackDown run in the NFL. Those are our 5% plays. Our top plays outside of games of the year are our SmackDowns. We haven't had one for a couple of weeks. We got one going this weekend on Sunday. 27-10 lifetime, and we're now on a 103-72, 59% winning NFL run overall. You don't want to miss out. That play available this weekend right here at WagerTalk.com. And don't forget, you can take $10 off of any of the packages this week simply by using the coupon code Mike10. More to come from Bryan and myself. We're going to talk some college football bowls. Don't forget to check out that one, plus more NFL right here at WagerTalk.com.